Hey guys, this time on Janky Shack, we're going to be doing some experimenting with this battery and supercapacitor experimentation kit that I got from the internet. This is pretty much at the pushing the limit of stuff I've done. I've never made any kind of stuff like this before. Just basically watched YouTube videos and bought this kit. So this is my first time doing this. I'll put a link into the buy all this stuff. But so I guess we're gonna be making a supercapacitor. So I'm gonna be using this stuff. I think this is the stuff called graph oil. So none of this stuff is like toxic, but I'm gonna put the gloves on anyway because some of the materials are pretty fine. Okay, so we're gonna use a jewelry scale. Okay, so I'll tear that out. Okay, so we're going to be using, so the first thing I did on this kit is they have like all these just letters, and I labeled all of the things because it was really confusing. They had just letters and numbers. So I think I'm going to use, they have Ketchen 600 and some graphene. So we'll use maybe like half and half of that. Interesting. This is Ketchen 600, which I guess is like some kind of like tubers. That's a little bit too much. I'm trying to get like 25 .02 something of a gram, and this thing is having a little bit of a hard time reading that low. So that's the Ketchen 600, and then I'm going to put a little graphene. Well, this doesn't really measure this low, but whatever. Okay. So it's like about a 50-50. Apparently this scale doesn't go that low, so is it this one? The Casein silicate binder, I think. Oh, it says keep refrigerated until required. Oops, didn't do that. Hopefully I didn't destroy it. Ooh, that's some gooey looking junk. Okay, so put a bunch of junk in there, and apparently the scale can't really read that low. So we're gonna put this into the, so point set, the total weight of this is 0.046 of a gram, and we're gonna pour this in here. And then put like, I don't know, 10 milliliters of water, I think. You're supposed to use some kind of like special water, but this is Junk Shack and we just use refrigerator water. Alright. So I'm mixing this all up in the stainless steel mortar and pestle, I don't know how you say this thing. So I guess like they say this is really important to like really crush it up as small as you can get it. Well, I guess we'll see. It's basically made like an ink. Okay, so now I got my paint brushes. I just bought the cheapest ones on Amazon. And this one looks good. And I'm just gonna paint the ink on the center. I think I put a little bit too much water. It looks a little thin. So that's what it looks like painted. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on. Alright, I added quite a bit more carbon, or catching whatever carbon solution or stuff on there. I'm going to let this dry and then I'll continue putting it back together. Well, I decided to dry it a little bit faster, so I'm going to use a hair dryer. Ah, crap. really lumpy. I don't know why. You can see the surface is like really, like, because I have no idea what I'm doing. If I just like, oh, that didn't do what I wanted. This looked way easier in the video. Alright, let's try this again. This thing doesn't want to. Okay, it's dry, but it like kind of wants to flake off. Seems like if I just kind of like pat it down, it like works better. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so just gotta cut a new piece of this because the other one flew away. Something like cut very easily. Okay, so we're gonna cut this in half. So this is going to be called a symmetric supercapacitor. So I think I just put this separator in between the two carbons. I need to put a little bit of zinc sulfate. Yeah, you can pretty much tell I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, so there's a separator with the zinc sulfate. Now I'm going to put the other piece. This is the supercapacitor, basically just the two things, and with the cell guard in the middle. And I guess I gotta let this dry, or like clamp it to the table. Got this clamp here. Let's see if this works. Okay, so now we have the clamp. Now let's put the electricity into it. Alright, so now we have some of the electrical stuff. I've got a modified ATX computer power supply where I got the 12 volts going to this Dirac buck converter. I got it set to the output voltage of 2 volts. Got my positive and negative leads here. I don't have them labeled, but it really doesn't matter because it's a symmetric supercapacitor. And the little tabs, I'm just going to try to get under there somehow. Prop the little tabs up. So I got something to clamp onto. Okay, so now I can clamp the leads. And also I will turn on the voltmeter. Okay, so right now I got nothing. Charge it up. So 2 volts. I'm going to turn off the power supply. And we will turn off the power supply and see if it so it's going down pretty fast at 0.3, 0.2. I'm not sure if it's just the oh wait, I got the thing on the wrong thing. Okay, so now that I have the voltmeter actually on the supercapacitor and not on the power supply, it's holding at about 1.3 volts. It is going down. It's at 1.29, 1.28, 1.27. We can see how low this will go. But it does hold power, which is surprising. First time I ever made one of these things. It actually works somewhat. It's at 1.19 now. I would like to let it dry and try it again, but also get a LED or something to see if it will if it'll light it up. Alright, so it's been probably like an hour, maybe 2. And I've charged up. I charged it at like 2 volts. As soon as I pull the charger off, it drops to like 1.3 and then goes down. I've noticed it stays around, let's see where it's at now. Just push it down. It's at 0.5 volts. It usually hovers around like 0.6. Like that's kind of where it'll flatten out. I can charge it up again. Okay, let's see. So it's at 1.6 volts there. I'm going to remove the charger. And 0.7, 0.65, 0.6, 0.5, 0.4, 0.3. I think it just has to do with, you know, the pressure. I really don't know. This is my first one, so as you can see again, this is it. Just some of the stuff came off. There's a cell guard, and then the other one. Maybe, I mean, it's a little bit, it's dry. So maybe we need some more electrolyte. Maybe the electrolyte. I mean, who knows? So that's it for this one. This is my first build of a supercapacitor. So hopefully there'll be more. There's definitely going to be more testing, and I'm going to try to get an LED or some kind of load so that we can see how much power we can actually get out of this thing.